Hello there, wellness entrepreneur. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about the real fear holding you back from dream clients, signing more clients online. And we're going to go over why signing online can really be business changing for you. Before we get into this, I want to make sure that you're registered for the live workshop I have coming up to 2 times your Instagram reach, convert Instagram traffic into paying wellness clients, even if you feel that it's too saturated. And this is for yoga teachers, health coaches, physical therapists, healers, practitioners who want to generate 5-figure months without content overload. So just head to the show notes and you can get signed up. You're going to get access to bonuses that are going to be sent to you right after the live workshop with the replay. And also, you're going to get access to exclusive bonuses because the doors are opening right after the workshop to the 12-week Instagram message makeover clinic, where I'm going to help you grow your audience and sign more clients online. And you can get some special bonuses only available if you do show up live. And plus, if you show up live to the workshop, you're going to get some chances for some individualized feedback, like on your bio or specific pieces of content in relation to the work that you do. And even if you're watching for the replay, you'll still get some 48-hour bonuses as well. Lots of gifts coming to you. So make sure you registered for that. It's $7, but the cost of a latte or a coffee, you will get life-changing, business-changing work all in 2 hours. Okay, so I will see you there. And also make sure the Manifest and Move class actually is going to be the day before. The workshop's going to be September 9th. The day before, September 8th, is our monthly Manifest and Move class, where you can join live to help grow your capacity as an entrepreneur so you're not withholding stress, worry, anxiety in your body. You're developing more confidence and self-trust, manifesting of your goals for the month of September, creating some abundance, embodying that work with some gentle movement and somatics and breath work and visualization. Actually, the two of them together is a beautiful combination. So you can set your intention of what you want to create in September through the Manifest and Move class live with me. And then the next day in the workshop, we'll go over strategy. So you get the energetics, emotions, abundance setting, manifestation with the actual strategy to make it happen. So I'll see you in both of those. And now let's talk to the real problem. So I'm going to get real with you about something. And that pun is totally intended. If you're sitting there through Instagram watching other wellness pros or practitioners create reels that get thousands of views, and you're like, actually, that's the work I teach on. I see exactly what they're saying on their pieces of content all day long. I teach on that all the time. But when I put out content, it doesn't look like that. Or I can never do a video that looks like that. Or I look terrible on camera. Or what would I even say? Here is the episode to help shift of all that. Because here's what's actually happening. When you're overthinking a 15-second video, your dream clients are actually seeking elsewhere. They're stumbling upon practitioners that are on Instagram because Instagram is like the new website these days. And they're potentially working with someone else who showed up imperfectly, but consistently, even though maybe you could help them better or have more experience. So I'm here to tell you exactly how some of my clients went from I've been thinking about making this reel for weeks to having major breakthroughs, sharing their content consistently, getting reshares through major companies. And in just the first couple of weeks of us working together and getting their first consults on Instagram, filling workshops. So we're going to talk about what's really holding you back. And that is real Instagram paralysis, because it's happening. Let's talk about it. You are an incredible practitioner, but you're freezing when it comes to making content. You're even considering hiring out, which I totally do not recommend until you know how to create content yourself that really resonates with your audience, because you really wind up spending a whole lot of money that doesn't get you the bang for your buck, in which it possibly could if you knew the type of content to create. So your in-person clients rave about you, but when it comes to creating Instagram reels, which why am I highlighting reels in this specific episode is because they're getting pushed out by Instagram all the time. It's the possibility to double your audience really quickly. And you don't have to have a big audience for Instagram to push it out. Instagram's actually pushing out content of smaller accounts. Even if you only have a couple hundred followers, one reel that you make, if it resonates, could still have the potential to go viral and reach hundreds of thousands of people. This is an incredible opportunity right now. So, what do you do? Most wellness entrepreneurs, what they do is post occasionally a pretty photo with a quote or your schedule when the office is open or happy 4th of July or a testimonial. What's written on Google review is now just written in a quote and shared as a graphic. And I'll tell you the truth, that type of content doesn't separate you from all the other practitioners out there. It's not going to give your Instagram an opportunity to reach more people. And it's not the content that books consultation calls for online clients. That is the reason why you're seeing other practitioners, maybe ones with half your experience, growing a massive audience, booking clients, filling their online programs. It's because they have the courage to show up on video through reels and figure it out, mess up, and maybe make fun of themselves, archive some videos, and then try again. And here's the thing that's keeping you stuck. You think making reels is about being perfect, making sure that the education or the value that you're delivering is exactly right. And you don't want to educate people with wrong information. I totally get that. But what happens is when you're trying to perfect things or double, triple, quadruple checking your references and your resources to make sure that what you're putting out is the exactly right thing, it's actually holding you back from helping a lot of people. And that is part of the reason that's causing this paralysis. Specific fears I hear from my clients when they first start working with me is that they'll look stupid and unprofessional, that they won't have anything interesting to say, that they'll educate people in the wrong way, meaning that they'll make a piece of content about a health advice or mobility tip that they can do, and it's not accurate, it's not correct. And then they'll get badgered by other practitioners out there. So they're afraid of criticism or judgment. They also wonder or worry if their current clients will start to see them as salesy or pushy or annoying because they're showing up more. Or maybe they don't feel tech savvy enough for all the editing or just getting a reel up there. How do you even do that? They don't want to be an influencer or a creator. They just want to help more people. So, any of this, if it sounds familiar, I've been there. I've thought some of those exact, or if not all of those exact thoughts myself. And again, a lot of my clients do too when they first start working with me. So today we're going to go over the solution. So this is the Instagram message makeover method for Reels. And here's what I teach my clients. It's actually different than what most people think about Reels. Reels aren't about entertainment. They can be if you have a funny bone like me once in a while. I do enjoy creating funny content. It makes me laugh. It keeps things lightheartedness, but you don't have to if that's not your style. Reels, the video is actually about connection to your audience, and that connection builds trust and over time leads to conversion of a higher percent of your audience. So you don't need super large audiences to convert. However, you have the potential to grow massive audiences. One of my clients, Katie, when she first started working with me, less than a year ago, she was at 2K followers. Now she's over 20K. That can be life changing for your business. And today, what we're talking about is these three core elements to help you create content easier and faster so you can get out there and make some reels and have a chance to grow your audience so you have more people to help. So, the first is creating problem aware content. The second is solution focused messaging. And the third is authentic authority. So, we'll get into all of these. So, the magic formula is a pain point plus your solution plus a call to action equals clients booking calls. And because you're creating real formats, meaning a B-roll type of content, which is any type of video, or you're doing a talking head video and posting it as a reel, or a mobility tip or a yoga flow and posting that as a reel, it's really endless, and all the types of content formats in which you can apply this magic formula to. You can be really creative and you don't need trending audios. However, it takes like literally less than a minute to find a trending audio and slap it on there. You definitely don't need dance moves or to do a yoga flow half naked. You just need to understand your client's journey and speak directly to where they are, specifically what they're going through. So when you start showing up consistently on video, this is where the magic happens. If you start to feel terrified, but you post it anyways, you start getting comments from people saying, "This is exactly what I need to hear." Your DMs increase, consultation requests start coming in, your email list starts growing. People start recognizing you as the expert in your area, not just in your online audience, but a lot of your local followers will be following on Instagram as well, because again, it's acting as a connection point. It's acting as your second website. My client, Timey, she grew a lot of her online clients from content she was consistently putting on Instagram. Now, she has a part time job, busy part time job as a speech pathologist, and a very busy health coaching practice that brings in anywhere from 7 to 13K months. And she has time, she makes time, she's very busy to post to anywhere from 2 to 5 times a week. And if she can do it, you can do it too. But people in her local community, she's also a yoga teacher, so her students started following her on Instagram. Other peers in the schools where she is a speech pathologist started following, and referrals started coming in. Students that were part of her yoga teacher class now realize she does health coaching, so now they're making consultation requests, and it becomes a snowball downhill in the direction where you want to go. That really creates a lot of momentum for your business. Other practitioners start reaching out for collaborations. In fact, today I have 2 collaborations with practitioners who reach out to me through Instagram. I get many podcast requests from Instagram. Again, another ambassador deal from Instagram. You can also book high ticket clients who find you through video content. You know how to share your wins, your health transformations, your clients' health transformations beyond just sharing a quote. You can build a wait list for your services. Other companies start noticing your content, like my client Karen. Within just a couple of weeks of working with me, she wasn't really posting on Instagram at all, and she's had several pieces of content go out in just the last couple of weeks. Once we ripped up the band-aid and showed her how, and she understood who she was talking to, she had this burning desire to create a green screen reel for a while. She finally got that up, and guess what? A big company, a health company, saw that reel and shared it. What a great exposure for her. So it doesn't have to be a long time for benefits to start rolling in from your content. And the thing too, if you're releasing content that really highlights how you're different, what you do, clients wins, you build trust. When clients hop up on consultation calls, they are so more ready to go because they already have trust with you. There's less hesitations, there's less fears. You can get to the real talk on that consultation call, going right into the objections and hesitations. And instead of feeling like you're educating them on what you do and how you're different, or getting people that are price shopping around or sticker shock and all that, it really changes the game when people come in educated. And the best part, again, you don't have to be perfect on camera. In fact, being imperfect makes you more relatable and trustworthy, not less. If you look at my videos, they are not perfect. They are in my she shed here. If you aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you do. It's Ignite You Are Wellness Business. I create a lot of them on the fly here in the she shed. In fact, in my Instagram message makeover clinic, which the doors are opening in October, I have a lesson in there on how I create content in an hour, and I walk you through how I create several pieces of content quickly. And a lot of it is done right here in my she shed imperfectly, but they get 8,000, 10,000 views, and I'm working on getting even more views. Okay, so let's go over the Courage Content Framework, your action plan for the next 30 days. So, first, we'll come back to that problem aware, solution focused message, authentic authority, and then we can go over how you might layer it into your content. So, problem aware content means you address specific struggles that your ideal clients are Googling at 2 a.m. Keywords specific. Now, often practitioners know so many problems that they can help their clients with, or they hear so many problems where their ideal client is really struggling. It's not the problem. The problem is you're trying to put all those problems into one reel. So you need to be specific, first of all, in each reel. Second of all, each reel is only going to have one problem. And you want it to be a problem that's in their words that they would Google search at 2 a.m. That's keeping them up at night. So, for example, instead of saying you're not feeling well, or you're having pain, or going through perimenopausal symptoms, be specific. So, perimenopausal symptoms, you're waking up at 3 a.m., drenched in sweat, unable to go back to sleep. And now you have to start your morning feeling exhausted and tired, which leads you to yelling at your kids when you really want to give them a hug or something to that nature. You could create a reel, for example, that could be of before and after, a quick video of you talking sternly to your kids or yelling at your kids. And then in the next clip, which you can create and edit right in the Instagram app or using their app edits, the next reel could be you hugging. And then you can have brief text overlay over that on the screen explaining what it's about with a hook. Or you could do a talking head about that. Or you could give education on a solution to that. And then in your captioning, which is step number 2, it's solution focused messaging. It's where you position yourself as the person who can help them. So you're breaking down and describing what's going on in the reel, because the reels are often short. You do want them 30 seconds. In fact, if it's B-roll, 8 seconds or less. People just don't have attention spans on Instagram. It's remembering why they're there in the first place. And you want people to watch your videos all the way through. That helps the algorithm, so it does get pushed out. So you can break it down and go into more details in the caption in that white part that's next to the video. So you can go over messaging, explaining why the problem's happening and what you do when you work with people, or give a client example there. There's all kinds of solution focused words and descriptions that you can use right there in the caption. And then number 3, authentic authority. Through highlighting your transformations, because again, content has now swung around from more of the education 3 tips, the 3 tips to heal your gut health, to more of how I healed my gut health and 3 tips. So positioning yourself as authority through your transformation, through your clients' transformations, and by showing up consistently and sharing your frameworks of how you're different, utilizing all your certifications, that positions so many different ways that you can bring all of that into the reel and into the captions. And then people become aware of all the different problems you help through many different reels, not all in one reel that's very general and doesn't speak to anyone. In terms of tech implementation, I'll show you, but there's so many ways to make it easy for you to record. So for example, I have a little device here that's a magnet. It's a vacuum seal, and I can pop up on a wall or the side of a car to anywhere, pretty much, to hold your phone at different angles to capture different angles for recording B-roll. I have this also phone stand that's easy. All of these you can get on Amazon for less than $20. And I record if I have fun with my family, because I do bring in some lifestyle components into my reels. When we show up somewhere, I might record in the first 5 minutes of us going to the zoo or on vacation or having fun. And then I put my phone away and I don't even think about it. So you don't have to be recording all the time, but I do have a video folder on my phone where all reels, all my videos are, which I have over 1,000 now videos in there that I can just pull from, and I can edit, and I can use different parts of and chop and splice and put together really easily through the Edits app or Instagram itself. So the first step is actually just starting to create this folder in your phone and dropping. I spent one day, an hour or 90 minutes, where I went through my whole camera roll, and any video that I felt comfortable sharing onto Instagram, I just put in that folder. And that gave me a few hundred videos to start. So that would be a first step. And then as you go about your day to day and your life, I mean, if you're a health coach and speak about lifestyle of cooking and yoga, and you're going to your own yoga classes or cooking, just set up using the phone stand when you're cooking or when you're doing your own practice. You don't have to carve out hours of time to create these really elaborate mobility flows and videos. Just make it simple for yourself. Bring it into your day to day. And if blocks and hesitations come up with that, that's the work that you really need coaching on. I would bring it to a coach, someone like me, or show up to the Instagram workshop or get into my Instagram clinic to get help on this. It can change everything, releasing some of those limiting beliefs. So this week one, after you get your camera roll set up with a folder where you can just drop videos in it, then create one reel answering this prompt. The biggest misconception about what you do, how you help people is, and then no fancy editing. You can just do a talking head. You can maybe have a clip of showing you cooking or playing with your children and talk about the biggest misconception that people are getting wrong. Week two, you could do a problem solver. Make a reel that starts with if you're struggling with XYZ, this is the one tip that changed everything for me. And in the caption, invite them to a DM for more help. Week three could be a behind the scenes where you're actually showing your workspace, your morning routine, or how you prepare for client sessions. People hire practitioners that they feel connected to. It's not always about experience, it's about who they trust, who they think will help them with their specific problems, and who they feel connected to. So I share behind the scenes, usually in my stories, a lot about my weekend going abouts when I meet my friend for juice or go for a walk or go to my Elevate class or yoga class or family outings. I typically share those in my stories intermixed with client wins and testimonials and whatever I may be promoting at the time. Week four, you can share a client win. Now, you're not just going to share the quote. You could have a reel that said how my client achieved or how my client transformed from XYZ to XYZ or something of that nature. Use AI to help you come up with a more specific hook and then just have a B-roll of you working with someone and then lay it out. And then pro tip, again, batch. I spend an hour to 90 minutes typically on a Monday where I put these reels together, just pulling video from the folder. If I have some ideas where I do want to create some videos on the fly in the shed, I'll do that real quickly, or at Hera Hub in the Coast working space because it's beautiful. I'll put it together and then I post one a day. The technical stuff doesn't matter as much as you think. Yes, lighting is great. You do want to try to get natural lighting as much as possible, but my shed doesn't have great lighting. In fact, because I'm in a coastal part of San Diego, I get a lot of overcast clouds most mornings and early into the afternoon. So it can be dark here, but I still get reels that have 10,000 views. Audio, your phone microphone is fine if you're close enough, or pop in some earbuds. Editing, Instagram's built in tools are all that you need. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I'm not good on camera. I wasn't either. I was horrible. I still am not the greatest on camera. I had so much imposter syndrome and fear of being judged. But the more I showed up, the easier it got and the better my reels did. And the more I posted them. And no niche is too serious for reels. Pain management, trauma recovery, chronic illness. I've seen practitioners in all these serious niches create incredibly impactful videos and content. It's about respect, not entertainment. Again, it's about connection. So you can do it too. And if your clients are thinking being your salesy or annoying or promoting too much, remember your current clients, I would say the majority of them, I think it's very rare for a client to kind of have those thoughts. They do happen once in a while. And it's knowing how you'll support yourself if that does happen. But I think the majority of your current clients, they want you to succeed. They'll support you in your content. They'll be your greatest fan saying, thank you so much for posting this. I needed to hear this today. Or like some of my clients post, oh my gosh, this reinforces what we went over on the call. So helping people and getting out there and creating more video content where they can connect with you, it's not about being salesy. It's a service because you're going to be helping them. And again, if you have a lot of thoughts on this, then this is your work. This is your growth edge. And it doesn't have to take a long time to work through these growth edges. They can happen pretty quickly when you get coached on it. So again, you can come to the Instagram workshop, you can come to Manifest and Move, get into the Instagram clinic. There's lots of opportunities for me personally to help you. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Get out there, start trying out some reels, gathering data from posting, not taking it personally, and then refining and keep going. The more content you put out there, the more data you'll get. And then you'll know how to refine it for more views to grow your audience online and start signing more people. Okay, so that's what I've got for you this week. I'll see you in the workshop. I'll see you in the Instagram clinic and next week, of course. Bye for now.